waiting on an L50, NL25 table. Not much to and going. Not much going on right now, but just these two tables. So we'll see how all that goes. As you can see, our bankroll is down pretty significantly, down about 13, 14 buy-ins. A little bit of mix between NL100 and NL50 there. Um, but we've been running crazy hot for quite a while, so it's kind of expected to kind of get hit with a bit of a downswing here. Uh, Probably a few spots there that we didn't need to stack off with out of frustration. But for the most part, I think we're actually playing pretty good. I did a bit of a hold and review last night. Um, Blue line is just straight down. And when that happens, it's pretty difficult to be turning a profitable session. And this was just pretty significant. I think our out of our like 10, I think we've lost full buy-in like 9 times out of those 13 buy-ins. Pretty much all of them were like queens, kings, aces. Definitely a couple of them where maybe we got a little bit too stationy post flop when against aggression with the overpair. But for the most part, it was a couple were just set over like sets, a set over set, set over set twice. Uh, Flopped a set of aces and got rivered by this straight and not a 4 card straight board either. And yeah, there's just a couple other ones there where it was just like ace king into kings, ace king into aces. So just some spots where you can't really get away from it. So just been getting coolered. And as far as our blue line goes for what we've won in the last 6,000 hands, we've won 100 big blind like stack in one hand total. And it wasn't with pocket aces or anything. So um, when you kind of get that like distribution of cards and it just kind of goes completely one way, there's not really a whole lot you can do about it. But red line was looking actually pretty good. So overall, I was pretty happy with how we'd been playing. Things just hadn't been going our way for the last 3 days. Mind you, I think that's been over 4 days maybe total. And if you delete those 4 days, we were playing significantly um, well and running very good. Like we were playing it, I think, over 20 BBs per 100 pre rake. Post rake, that's like on GG, that's like 8. But it's been going well. Outside of that, which is unfortunate because we did jump in at 100, ran up to almost 50 buy-ins, so that's usually pretty safe for your bankroll. You don't go on too many 10 buy-in downswings, but they do happen. Um, uh, every whatever, say every 50,000 hands or 60,000 hands or something, you're going to go on at least one of those sort of downswings. And then you're going to have all the standard like down three, up four, down four, up, up five, down three, up six kind of thing, which is all pretty standard. Fold queen 10. Okay. 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 Let's adjust that a bit. I guess I should fix up the stream here so that it's good to go. The queen nine here, we're just folding. Right. So don't mind me here for a couple minutes while I just kind of set some stuff up. A6, we're just going to fold that. We'll just fold the ace 3 to the squeeze. That should. Um, yeah, suited we're calling. Tempting there though against like somebody playing an 85 VPIP. Excuse me. Fold the 9-5. All right. Bump up the 8-7 offsuit sometimes. Ace Becker 7. He does have a lot of smaller pocket pairs here. I think 8s plus generally are going to 3-bet. It's significantly tight. Just gonna put out a small c-bet here. I think his overcards might call for value. Hold the jack 8. I think it's just more. I mean, you're obviously getting pot odds there, but I think it's probably more EV to uh, save your half of the big blind, then call out a position 4 ways with like jack 8 offsuit. Hmm, shit. Got tenfold. Okay, we got the third table and up 25 up. We're gonna fold the 9-5 offsuit. Not much for us here. We're sitting at all these tables. We've just not rolled enough for 1-2. When we were at 5K, we did sit a couple times at NL 200, lost half a buy in there too. Just table was good, right? Like I don't know. I like when I'm over the 40 buy-ins. I just like to take some shots. Uh, you can probably go a little bit smaller, given this could be like a limp shove a lot of the time on a 20 big stack. I think we can still ISO profitably here. Okay, the 449, 499. Great. Okay, we're gonna go pretty big here in the top left. And he just donk shoves on this board. We're just letting it go. Okay, so open raise, or ISO, and then cold call from Tom Shu. The fear is that that's like tens and jacks sometimes, but I think he would squeeze that enough of the time. And I think with our gut shot, we should probably bet here. He can definitely just have like a pocket pair that he's just set mining with. He can also have some like king queens and ace queens and stuff, but I think we have two overcards. He's gonna have some like you know 10 jack 9 jack queen jack that do call, but you know against those hands we have like 8 outs give or take. We're just gonna call the sevens in the big blind. Okay, pretty good flop. Right, checks back. Pretty much never is gonna check back queen, I would imagine. He probably is gonna bet like sevens plus. So we're just gonna go pretty small here for value and try to get called by like ace king ace queen. So if he did check back threes and fives, we're losing now. Maybe he checks. He might check back eights and nines and like that kind of stuff sometimes. But when he calls turn, there's probably a significant portion of the time where he just has ace high or 6x. So I think we value bet sevens again. So he did just turn the three. All right, ace eight suited. Um, we will just start calling a little bit here in the on the button, unless blinds start coming after us like that. Then it becomes pretty profitable to be just calling here. Just get in the pot with tongue, and becomes a lot better off to just three bet onto him. Um, if I had like ace five suited, I'd probably call there. Ace four, ace three, ace twos. Anything that has that also has that wheel potential with the flush potential. It's just like the ace eight of diamonds. You're kind of in an awkward spot there. I'd rather like four bet that probably than just call. I am in position though, but I'm getting pretty decent odds. But okay, bump up to king nine. Um, it is all about value betting. I think I will bet here actually. And I am gonna try to squeeze out another value bet. Very, very thin here, but we're literally just targeting it. Now we can check because there's no club for him to chase anymore, right? That's a pretty bad chase by him with just the eight of clubs. If he had, I guess the four, he thought he was like, oh, I got a wheel draw now, which is somewhat fair. But ace of clubs would have been a great spot for him, to either call down or just check call flop, check raise turn, shove river. And I just very difficult for me to call with anything except for maybe a flush. He dunks into us on this board, pretty small. Um, I block Jack Queen and I block King Queen. But without a club in my hand, I think I'll just let that go. Okay, we are going to raise up ace jack. Okay, so we got, this is just going to be annoying. We might just sit out of this NL50 table against a shorty. We'll see. Okay, we flop the ace, and he's shown a tendency to be willing to call. So I'm just going to bet pretty big here. Defend the ace jack down here. Okay, he does call. He's going to be calling any jack, like jack queen, jack king, jack 10, jack 8, like jack 7 suited, jack 3 suited. Like he's going to have all these jacks in his range. Plus flush draws. 9-10 does improve. Queen king does improve. Now jack 8 and 8-9 improve. Okay, we flop trips in the bottom left. We're just going to call. I think I think we just block bet top right here and expect to get called by like king jack, hopefully. It's unfortunate. Okay, he checks to us. We're just gonna put out a small bet so we can just shove pretty clean on the river. Eight quads should get paid by any nine, any seven. Yeah, sorry, bro. Okay, flop checks around. We're gonna come out for the value bet with top pair, top kicker. All right, comes back. Let's see what he had here. 8-3. Okay. Okay, so flop checks back. Turn. We three-quarter pot it. He calls. Um, just trying to think here. Wonder if we're best plays probably just to. All right, we're gonna check queen to him. I think we just check call. He checks back flop. I don't expect him to have too many jacks. Sometimes he has a 10 that we get paid from. Actually, maybe I should. I think I should have bet here. Now that I really think about it for a second, we got a call here, but I think he has a five or set. Wow, check back to set on that board. That's interesting. Okay, so we did squeeze pre, and we got called. just gonna check this. And we'll hold the 8 here. Let that go. Pocket sevens. I am just gonna bet. Calls. Ace club, not a great card when we don't have any face cards or aces. We did like limp call flop. I don't think we can really value bet again here, especially when the club comes in, wheel draw comes in, and then like people are just check calling like ace high pretty significant amount of the time. Definitely calling bottom left here with the ace on the queen queen six, especially with the ace of spades. Quickly checks back. Right, well, this is good. That's what we wanted. We're value betting the flop, and then on that turn, we're just trying to get the showdown. Yeah, so he called ace four, turned the ace. Check the 9-3. It's tempting to call here, bottom left, but I think I'll just let that one go. Oh yeah, very, very tempting. When he checks the turn and then does that. Okay, we're gonna see bet here. Check four suited. Fold 6-3. Okay, we're gonna go bigger here at this table specifically because the players that are at it. Okay, we're gonna bump up the tens. That's a good flop for us. Just gonna see bet here. Okay, does call. I think I'll call one here at the kings and then maybe raise turn. All right, and given that, we're just gonna click it in. Okay, queen's a great turn card. We're gonna go for value now. Wow, you don't three bet get it in with ace king? That is nuts. On 40 big stack. Crazy. Crazy world we live in. Okay, so flop checks around, he checks turn, and then the king rolls off. I don't expect him to have too much of a hand here. So I'll just go for some thin value. Yeah, he did have the nine. I'll chop it. It's unfortunate. Can't believe we didn't stack him there. Yeah, just take our free flop. Now I'm not really sure what to think, to be honest. Just gonna show down the jack high. Fold the 9-5. 4x is it? Whoa, I'm not sure why I auto clicked that. Oh, 9-5. That makes more sense. Raise up to queen six. See bet this board. I think I'll just fold given her stack size. Fold 7-3. Okay. 6-7 off. We're just gonna fold that. Fold 7-4. 5-4. Fold four deuce. Fold the 8-7. Bump up the 9-8 suited here. Fold 3 deuce. We'll just let that go. I was just gonna overlimp here on the button. And we're gonna come up firing with the top pair, top kicker. And we block some of the 8s. I'm just gonna bump it. Then we have some cards we can double barrel on. He's gonna have lots of just like 7x here, 6x, 5x, 4x, and we're ahead of most of those. So we're gonna value bet again. 9 doesn't change too much. 7's not great though, because now like 5's like if he had an 8, he got there. If he had 6, 7, he got there. 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, like 8, 9, all those hands have improved. Um, I don't know why I didn't bet that queen. I obviously wasn't paying enough attention, but then he just like bombs it on this 5. Checks back flop, checks back turn, bombs river. Then he doesn't 3-bet ace king pre. It's just, I don't know what to think. Feel like it's super nitty to fold this, but like when you go 15x and all we have is a shitty queen, I guess I just fold. I don't know. It just makes things difficult because I should have bet that turn and I didn't. Fold queen 3. Against the big blind, we're not interested in doing anything but check folding here on that board. Yeah, so I just got my poker craft graph up. We are going to ISO the 3s, so fold queen deuce. As you can see, first 40,000 hands here. And we were pretty well cruising along. Not much to complain about. Given dead money and how small that 3-bet is, we have to call. But he is so short, it's like tempting to fold this. That's interesting. That's a good play. Um, okay, I'm just gonna put out a small bet here. Comes with the check raise. Interesting. There's 3-1. And I guess we just call it off. So we were hoping to see. Could be kind of spewy calling that. Yeah, we'll run it twice, sure. Nice. Not sure about that. We were getting almost 3-1 and we had the 4 outs minimum. If we weren't ahead already, he could have had lots of flush draws. Although I'm surprised he didn't just check shove flop, but it did feel a little bit stronger to me. Now where were we? But yeah, anyways, we're up that 40k, 40,000 hands, just kind of cruising. And that's an NL 50, so we're really cruising along. Then the last 10,000 hands have just been, or the last 12,000 hands have been deep bad, unfortunately. Okay, interesting spot here. 14 big. Could check raise this, but I do a lot of shoving like this with aces as well because it does get a lot of calls. but I don't hate it. The amount of times I've seen like play like these V pips call with ace queen and ace jack and ace ten suited is a little too significant to not think that that is a value shove that can get called by worse. And check the 10-4. We are definitely calling one here. He does have like a lot of queens in his calling range, and he's so passive that when you get the really passive players, it's safe to assume that their bets are value, and we just don't really beat any of his value. And I don't think he continues like this with like pocket tens or something. Okay, aces. We will just see bet the ace three, fold the 6-5. You can three bet this against the cutoff for sure. Oh, I think I went through this yesterday with this guy. Not a fan. But yeah, you just I think ace ten suited plays better as a three bet here against his range. You could argue that if you call the ace ten, you're going to dominate him a lot, which is certainly possible. But bump up the ace ten here, bottom left. Fold queen eight. I'm just going to check give up on that board. So yeah, as you can see, the last 12,000 hands have been absolutely horrendous, unfortunately. Prior to that, we were winning at, you know, pretty good clip, over 10 bigs per 100. So, okay, we're going to three with Jack 10 suited here. Okay, 4-4 queen, not a bad board. We will continuation bet. Probably don't need to go too big. I think if I go 3/4 pot, it's getting a little heavy. Okay, and we're just going to barrel hard here. Okay, he does like snap call, which is interesting. Obviously calling off the flush here. There it is. There it comes back. Um, kind of want to stab again. Just a great card to barrel on. We'll be right back here, guys. Okay, just gotta go do a couple things, and then we'll be back to the grind. Check the seven. Three bet the king nine suited there. Fold the four. This guy's just open limping an entire range, so if we don't flop enough equity, we're just gonna like check fold pretty much. Okay. Fold the 6-4. Fold queen nine. Raise up the king queen. Tables are pretty decent, anyways. Okay, second nuts calls again here. Deuces, we're gonna bump those up. We will play the 10-7 here. Okay, we're gonna c-bet it as well. Okay. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Wow, allergy season for me. Always. Okay, we're gonna go big here still. For value, I just folds. Okay. Once it calls flop, we just want to go bigger on the turn. The five's not a great card, but we're still way ahead of his range. We're gonna continue barreling here. Lovely. Fold the three deuce. Okay, we take it down on the ace. I'm just gonna go small actually against like the weak fish. They're not gonna be three betting enough of their range, so like I don't want to over bet it because they literally could have ace king, they could have king queen, all kinds of stuff. Um, so I don't want to get too crazy against a weaker player because the idea of like betting big or over betting in position on those like overcard or the excuse me on the high card boards is that people are three betting anything that would have like a really premium hand above a top pair there. Um, but against like really weak players, they don't three bet, right? They three bet like aces and kings and stuff, majority of the time. So you have to be a little more cautious in those kinds of spots. Phew, goodness gracious. Okay, we're gonna squeeze. We'll just take the betting lead here in a limped pot. Check the deuces. Okay, we take that down with ace king. That is a good turn card. With two flushes out there, we are just gonna barrel. Like he can call ace jack, he can call 10 jack, he can call. Oh, it's never ending. It's never ending. All right, raise the ace six suited. Barrel the deuces. Okay, we just take it down. A little heads up action. Definitely not my specialty. Let's take a flop with the ace 10. Fold queen six. Jack eight will defend. Okay, flop a jack. Check calling. Better jacks, we would check raise. Or on boards where we think we can get called by certain hands that are worse. You definitely get called by flush draws, but okay. King's not the best card, but I still think we can try to value bet here against like a nine or pocket eights or something. Wow. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I guess we're in the cutoff. We can probably ISO raise that. Limp calls. Okay, two overcard from the flop. It's a pretty good board for us. We'll just go a little bit more than 25% pot here. Try to prevent it from getting too sticky with like pocket fours or a five or something like that. Okay, cut off Jack 10 offsuit. We'll bump that up. Sometimes we three bet the 10-7 suited. Versus 3x open, we just call this time. Although you're actually incentivized more to three bet against bigger openings because you win more. They fold a lot. Okay, we're just gonna value bet 7 here when he checks back flop. Ace on the river. It's gonna be a lot of aces in his call range on the turn there, I think. So, Tom Chimpanzee called on the button. He will have a. I'm not sure if I want to bet here or not. I think with my specific hand, I don't know. I think I'm just gonna check it. I think that might be too nitty though. Jack's a good turn card. Okay, we're just gonna raise up the. Come on. And I'm gonna call the deuces here. All right, now we're value by the jack. Proceed cautiously. If Con Chimpanzee called there, I'd put him on like Jack 10 suited, Jack suited. Just kind of mixing it up with call there enough of the time. Okay, we called. Wait, I don't even know what happened in this hand, so we're just gonna try to check it out. Ace King, we're just gonna bet bigger for value here. Okay, make trips on the river. Man, I'm not sure what to think there. 9-10 improves on the flop. He just check calls turn. I think we probably just call river, right? I don't think we have much of a choice. I don't think he's bluffing like ever. We are going to call the sixes here. And I think, I don't know, we make trips. The flush comes in, but he played so passively. Yeah, what do you do? It's just so obvious. But like if we didn't have trips, we'd probably fold there. Okay. And three bet queens. Check here. We are three betting the jack. And I'm just going to check call the ace king. Against the double barrel, I'll just fold. Okay. Jack high flop. He raised. We three bet. Standard C bet here. Standard C bet here. Calls. They both call, so probably just gotta check fold here. All the threes here this time. Mix it in. Great spot for chin. Yeah, okay, well, we're out of this hand. See ya. Yeah, that should have saw that coming. Ace 10 versus 9, 7. Yeah, I'm not sure about this river call. I think the river call is probably better with like ace jack because then we beat some of his jacks. I'm just not sure how bluffy this guy is. Not sure. It's probably too nitty to just fold that, but it's also like I call it wrong. It's also 100% true that like the whales when they donk out on rivers, like they've oh come on, they've just gotten there. You know what I mean? Because they don't really bluff. So it's so often they've just gotten there. All right, any king, any diamond for the win. No luck. Here is these three. Fold four deuce. Fold jack five. I'll have the ace six suited. Fold the ace five. Fold the king queen. Fold the king eight. We do check this board a lot. I think there's specific hands actually. So Palm's out of the he's out of the table, so I don't mind calling the 5-4 suited here at all. Because these guys are not three betting much. Squeeze out. We're just gonna check it here. Okay, you got two pair, we got both options. There's tons of straight flush draw options out there though. I'm gonna like min bet this, just out of curiosity. I think I'll trigger somebody with a flush draw or with like a strong flush or a straight flush to raise a lot of the time. Nobody does. We're just gonna fold. There's no way somebody doesn't have a spade here. Okay, king four suited, we'll call that. We'll check call this flop. Okay. I'm gonna go check call here. Raise the ace five. Who ended up with the hand here? Ace of spades. Yeah, it's hard, eh? What do you do? Okay, king jack suited, raise. Uh, we're gonna value bet the five. We'll check down the king high. Yeah. Okay, flop top pair, he donks into us. We're just gonna call. He checks. We're not giving him free cards. We're gonna overbet because I think his donk out's gonna be just like a flush draw a lot of the time that he wants free cards with. Okay, we're gonna value bet top pair, top kicker. Calls. And value bet again. Calls. And I'm just gonna ship it in. Hope he doesn't have king 10. Ace. Ooh, gotcha. Backdoor card for palm. Check queen 7. Doug Lou says if you're at a table, wait a second. My microphone's not working. Or no, it is. It's all good. Anyways, Doug Lou says if you're at a table where people don't three bet, should you open wide and larger? It depends. A lot on their post flop play. If you have people who are not three betting but they're calling really wide, um, then that could be a profitable play, assuming they're playing pretty passive and just kind of check folding a lot of flops or turns or whatever you kind of get a read on because they're going to have a pretty wide range. So if that is the case, then yes, that's a great play to do something like that. However, if they're calling a ton and refusing to fold, um, then obviously you kind of want to go the other direction where you still want to raise wide or raise bigger, but you want to be more value heavy in those spots. Okay, check the eight, check the nine, seven. Here he three bet. We just called flop. He c bet flop. We called. He goes pretty big again. Okay, the 10 here we're gonna call, and in position here we're just gonna call again, and it doesn't really matter what the river is. We're just not folding. That's obviously a fantastic one. Let's three bet the king three suited here in the bottom right, and we have other than pocket four, we have the nuts. Ooh, get him to speed right up. Nice. We'll call the eight here. And we'll see if we can get a check raise in. Nice. Okay, we stacked it. And we got a little extra bet out of him there. We'll fold 10-9. Fold the 8-3. How are you typing to me while playing? So I just have the stream up on another window, so I will type in there sometimes. But it's yeah, the microphone's in and out. There's other people floating around, and um, I also have kids, so when they kind of come flying in, I usually shut off the camera, obviously, and close the mic, and then I fire it back up when they're kind of back to doing their own thing. Okay, the king 10. We're just gonna value bet here. Ace checks good. I'll just check this back one time, and then if he checks this again, we're just gonna go bet bet. Right, it's a really good turn card. So, kind of wish I remembered pre-flop action, but we are at this point just looking to play for stacks. Let's just see here. 90. I don't think we need to overbet. He'll just call and we'll be able to have a nice clean shove on the river. Hoping he was floating with a king. Just get fold to 7-3. Should have gone a bit bigger here. Okay, cold call as well. Not a great flop. There's gonna be a lot of like pocket pairs in that range. We're just gonna check. Yeah, I think we're just gonna let that go. It's three ways. It's too unlikely somebody doesn't have a pocket pair. Okay, fold the a6. Ooh, stack. I'm just gonna call the ace jack suited here. Maybe that's just great. Get it in. Fold the 7 deuce. Fold the queen 8. Fold the 10-9. Fold the 8 deuce. Okay, I'm gonna fold the 6 deuce and 8-7. Fold the 9 deuce. Three bet snap call. We are gonna set mine the eights here. Okay, full pot snap shove. Okay. We are not in that hand anymore. Pocket jacks for bod mom. Ace jack. Oh, nice hand for pocket aces there. Seven deuce fold. Fold the seven deuce. Fold the king 10. Fold five deuce. And fold nine six. Fold nine seven. Okay, we're gonna ISO the king 10 suited. Okay, not the greatest board, but it's just dry, so we're gonna barrel it. Just snap folds. Okay. It's a very profitable note to have on certain players like that. And the point being is like now that we know he's limping in and calling and then folding a lot, we want to uptick our raise. So it's like when he limps, instead of going 4x, we'll go 5x for a bit. If he continues to call, check, fold a lot, we'll start bumping that up to 6, 7, until we find a point where he just stops calling. Oh my God, no way. That's disgusting. Wow, that's a rough one. Right there, ace four versus queen 10. Okay, fold 6-4. So I do color code everything, like the darker blue is NL25, the purple is NL50, and the blue, light blue and gray is NL100. Yeah. This table, sure, we'll raise the deuces. And we're gonna ISO the jack 10 suited. And with the suited jack, take a flop. Okay, we do flop bottom pair. It's just not a board that's great to see about here without any clubs on it. And we just fold. Actually, limp called 9-4 suited, 9-5 suited on button. Okay, fold here. Deuces, I'm just gonna let them go. Okay, checks around on the flop. We're just gonna value bet now. King's not great. We'll check fold for the king on the board. Deuce, nice. Yeah, like you're gonna value bet the turn there when he checks because he never has a pair almost ever. Um, we're just done here. And the king's just not a great card. It's not worth like check calling very often. Anything other than a face card we would have called probably. Or a heart. Jacks. Let's get up. Oh, come on, you're 80 pip. What are you folding? Okay, raise the jacks. Wow. I don't know. Snap shove. I guess a call. Okay, ace queen. Win a flip. Let's just win a flip. How about that? Oh, not today. I ate up some of his outs. It's good, I guess. For fuck's sakes. King. Oh, well, there goes our session again. Ooh, that sucks. Should have seen that stack size and checked there. Fold queen nine. Um, flop checks all the way around. Now he's checking the turn. I think because we have a seven, we kind of block the 6-7, and it also gives us some four outs to make a straight still. And we have the overcard. I just like betting here, I think. All right, make the overcard. Okay. Now we're just gonna value bet. We were planning to bluff, FYI, most rivers. Just spike the jack. So turns into a value bet. And we'll call the jack seven suited. Jack seven off, we'd fold all day, even the odds, or the parent pot odds kind of thing. Wow, fours win. And we're just gonna check fold the jack seven here. Pick free flop with the deuces. Why not? Fold the 10-3. Okay, we're gonna fold the 4-3 here. We'll just check the deuces here. Fold the king four suited. Okay, deuces for the win. Yes, sir. Fold 7-3. Excuse me. And just fold the king jack here. All right, well, I think it's almost 7 o'clock here. So I should probably start getting ready. So we are going to play out our big blind. And then I think that'll be it for today. Or for this morning, anyways. And for this session, let's just take a peek here. We did not lose. So that is positive from where we have been. Um, wait, what just happened? This, oh, leave on next blind. My time bank's out, so. Money just to get. Okay, bump up the tens here. Okay, and we're just gonna I think we're just gonna I'm just gonna bet here. You do check that board. It's not the greatest of turn cards. We're still ahead of ace high. We're still ahead of like 7-8 crap. We're still ahead of like king jack clubs, queen jack clubs. Now we're losing to 7-8. Just gonna check. Nice. Not sure why he's calling again there. Maybe with the ace it's okay. It does block 9-10. Like it's not a bad hand for him to have even raised with. I guess we just call here with the ace jack suited. It's tempting given the stack size just to click it back and call it off pre. Okay, he's gonna min clicks it. We're gonna call the ace five. It's a very good flop. Okay. Given our equity in the hand, we're pretty much flipping against anything. Pot's 20 bigs. I don't really like check calling than check folding, so I think I'm just gonna jam it in. If yeah, nice. He's gonna fold a lot, and if he has like king queen, we just have a ton of equity against him. Okay, leave all cash game tables on next blind. That makes more sense. Okay, so we are exiting out of these. Bump up the jack nine. Okay, he's queen. Try 5x. Actually, I had to go 6x. All right, we're just checking down here. Okay, maybe we'll just end out these tables. Fold here, fold here. So for this session is we are up technically. Uh, Everything was going well, then we lost that flip. It's fine. Uh, but yeah, we still ended up a little bit anyways, which is significantly better than our last few sessions. Uh, they've been down like, I don't know, two, three, $400 over every session since I think Friday. So it's only over 3, 4 days that the downswings happen. So honestly, I'd prefer that. I'd rather have a downswing that just kind of crushes us off over a couple days, and then we can kind of get back into it hopefully. So yeah, winning session here, small one, but winning. Hopefully that'll turn into some more after this. And we're doing most of these morning streams, hopefully quite a bit more. Um, 5 to sort of 6:45, 5 to 7 range. And then we'll do some at nighttime as well here. Maybe Friday night we'll do a good long stream. Um, yeah, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you check out some of our shorts. We have one that's kind of popping off for what we're used to right now.